Hello, this is Everett Pierce, and today is December the 21st, 2016. This is Duly Noted 14. And what we're going to talk about today is Flint, Michigan in the water situation, as it has been clearly in the news, which is horrifying, to say the least. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm not sure how many parts we will have towards this. If there's a video that I'm going to put out that's going to be profound in ways that to some of you that would probably piss you off, to some of you you would probably take the position of how cruel that is. So of how I would handle that situation, how it is supposed to be handled according to the foundation of energy that supports the protocol of self-preservation of the human race here on this planet. Okay, the thing is, I'm a president of presidents. I'm a teacher of teachers. I'm many things because of my multiple levels of life and achievements and experience. So what we know essentially with the Flint in relation to human behavior, basically gross neglect. And this gross neglect is ended with people literally drinking water that looks like donkey shit. Like a bunch of donkeys crapped in the water. Okay, I can't begin to tell you how wrong that is. And it's probably best that I stay out of my anger right now. Because it just, how wrong that is. Okay, obviously, with human behavior, people like to lie. People like to, that's your skill sets, your tools. Because you picked the tree of good and evil. Meaning positive, negative. And just because it's negative doesn't mean it's constructive or destructive. That's the two elements of each side. The symbolism of the sword. What is your salvation is also your death. So, in intent, one of my struggles among all walks of life, people, life on this planet and life on other planets, is intent. Okay. So if you're on a planet and you're communicating via thought, that makes it easy. Everything is out in the open. No one has anything to hide. We can see your intentions. We can see your love. We can see your passion. We can see your hatred. We can see everything. Okay. But some evolutions is not evolved to that point yet. So that makes intent very difficult. Just like if you're at war or another nation is thinking about war against you, it's hard to know what's in their mind, especially if they're in the numbers of a billion people or any sorts of people. I mean, to figure one person out can be a challenge, let alone 1,000, 100, 1,000,000. Okay, so now, in this situation, and what I have observed, it's like essentially what's taking place is zero accountability. No one seems to be responsible for this water issue, and yet we have our children. And that's what the point that pisses me off, is you have children, they're not up to speed about things in terms of their knowledge, their development. So they're subjected to things that is kind of out of their control in that sense. So, especially our children. And it's like, all they know is they see crappy water. They got to bathe in it. They got to drink it. They got to eat it. And see, with the children, it's more dramatic with children than versus adults. With adults, somewhere along in your path, you know what freaking good water looks like. But that child does not. To them, that is considered norm. in that respect. Okay. So everyone, zero accountability. You cannot have zero accountability if you want forward evolutional development. And you cannot have zero accountability if you want the self-preservation of mankind. Period. Okay, so in a situation like this, I've been in many situations. So when I present something to you that it's because of many simulations, things that have been carried out to prove itself to be effective. Okay, like many of the tools that have been placed here on this planet, the sixth heaven, and in America. So, if we're in at that position where zero accountability of this water system, I don't know the whole population of Flint, but the thing is, if I wouldn't drink that shit, why would I expect you to? Let alone a child. Okay, so that's where the child is at a disadvantage, because the child is only going by its feedback of what is norm and what is not norm, until that child gets a nice, what is truly a representation of a fresh, clean water. Taking a bath in fresh, clean water. Eating food, using water. But an adult at some point knows what is, what is considered good, healthy. Now, as we know, was in terms of healthy, there are a lot of things that are very unhealthy or detrimental that we cannot see. So, being like the Black Plague, it was killing a lot of people. But at the time, because of technology and evolution, they didn't know what was killing them. And so they referred that as to their understanding that it was some kind of curse or plague brought down, and always, of course, always blaming something else. So devil got the rap on that. It was somehow the devil. It was somehow the devil this. And actually, if you want to look in the true sense of it, is actually forever life is forever death. That is also known as extinction. And even though extinction is not in the flesh form like you or I, or any other life form that we're familiar with, believe me, it is alive, it has a personality, it thinks, everything like you would expect and observe out of yourself. So if we're at that position, me being a president, okay, and I'm about self-preservation, there's at certain points that a president has to exert his weight, and he has to be founded in the evolution, has to be founded in the foundation of energy, and founded in self-preservation. Okay, and these tools in which I would implement are similar tools that Hitler used. And that's what contributed Hitler being as powerful so short of a time. So, okay, so we're at the point now, zero accountability. We can't prove hardcore intent. So we got to protect the integrity of the system in which we use to prove intent. Prove that malicious or not malicious, or even ignorance. Being complacent in your job is a different form of things. But you would say, you would put not less value, but you wouldn't say torture this person for being ignorant versus this person who went out of his way, like Hitler, to massacre millions of people. There's a difference of punishment. Okay, so if we end up in this Flint, Michigan, everyone has zero accountability, no one is to blame, that's bullshit. With the resources that we have today and technology, that is unacceptable. This is not caveman days where we don't have microscopes. We don't have these tools to know if it's healthy or not healthy. We have these tools. So to not know what is going on, okay, the communication between we the people and our government. Okay, so we the people notify the government, the local government, if you get people coming to you and say, this water sucks, you better get off your ass and do something about it. Your next stage is to communicate to the president and say, President, we have a situation down here and it's going for the detriment of the people. Let the president step in and assess the situation. So if this concludes that zero accountability, and yet now we are still yet to see the repercussions of this poison, the way the water situation is. So this is where I become an asshole. We see a lot of assholes out there. Well, I'm a natural asshole with purpose and reasoning and logic and rationale. And I don't care what people think. Because at this point, too many people engage into zero accountability. And I want to protect my future generation, your child and your child and your child and everyone's child out there. Okay, we have 7 billion people, but if you don't start protecting your future generations, you become extinct. And then extinction wins and laughs at you saying, forever life. You guys are a bunch of freaking idiots. Can't even figure certain things out. Okay, so I would say, since we can't prove that, we got to keep the integrity of the system in which we judge people and hold people accountable. Then I'm going to come forth, I'm going to clarify. Clarity of clarity. You're going to be part of this job of our water system. That's the exception to the laws of energy. As we know with energy, and these scientists out there, 90-10. Energy has to have this exception to the laws of energy. And that's exactly what I would implement. And that's what a lot of people would think I was an asshole. But I would be founded 1,000 times over. So, as I know with human behavior, and with my previous life as Abraham Lincoln, I had a principle that I truly love, the passion, and I believed in wholeheartedly. And I was willing to die for it. Since these other people, individuals, were trying to play me, and I wanted to put symbolism in there, I used to play. As I played them. And by them assassinating me, it made their situation even far worse. First of all, it showed my intent. I wasn't protected. I went to a play. I gave you every opportunity to assassinate me, and that's exactly what you did. If anything else, and why I'm still remembered today in high respect, because I remembered that I'm willing to die for what I believe in. And people who accept zero accountability, bullshit, and deception, they'll do that. But when you put the element, are you willing to die for that? And it's like, oh, I don't think so. You get that different tone of people. So, I would change all the staff. And there'll be a new criteria. Since this is now a critical moment, exception to the laws of energy. If you are held, obviously, in contempt of your duties, complacent, there will be no questions asked. Be very specific individuals that are looking for very specific facts, and they find those facts, and you're guilty of it, they will assassinate you right there. They'll look you right in the face and bang. And they'll carry your body to the morgue, and there'll be no hard feelings about it. And we would implement that. And why would we implement that? We would implement something like Donald Trump said about our military. We're going to have such a superior military that we're not going to be, for the purpose of you want it and not use it. So we're going to put this implementation, this exception to the laws of energy, is that if you're found guilty, we see that you are being complacent, you're being neglection, and say this of a general. If you go to a general, you better damn well have some answers. If I come to you, I'm the general of generals. And I say, why is your water dirty? I don't know. I don't. We mean you don't know. You getting paid. These taxpayers are paying you to know. If every single day you have to actually pour a glass of water and start drinking it, you don't have to be told something is, pardon my French, fucked up. And if you're not willing to drink that water, to bathe in it, then you need to do something about it. And if you feel like you're powerless, then you keep pounding that phone to the president with me, and I will get on it. I'm going to say, if I have to allocate and say, okay, the Senate, okay, I know you guys are going to vote in a $30,000 bonus, but fuck you today, because I'm going to take care of Flint because someone's not doing their fucking job. So you ain't getting a bonus because we're going to put that money to repair the bills and the pipes and whatever else that needs to be done. And then we implement. If you are in this position and you are held and you can't come to me, you have individuals, they come to you and I say, why? I ask you these questions. You can't give me an answer. To a general. You go, sir, I'm sorry that the water, but this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I did this and this and this. The video will show you that I've been working around the clock trying to get on it and try to filter it. And I even try to put a warning. Then that gives me an answer. And he gives me all these little details. His insight. It tells me he's trying the best that he can. As I know with energy, sometimes you're put in a position of a lose-lose situation. And how you turn that into a win situation, even though it's kicking your ass down the street. Energy wants to make sure that you stay consistent of what you know is true. And that's how you become a win situation out of something that is astronomically against you. If he can't say, well, I took the day off and I just found out with my secretary that there's no, bang. Okay, you raised the bar on there. So if you want this position of controlling the water, of we the people, I don't care what you have to do, you better give me some freaking answers or you're taking a bullet in the head. We cannot have that kind of ignorance. We cannot have that kind of complacency when our future generations and people's lives matter. So what that does, it sets a standard of things. They say, oh, that's horrible, that's cruel and unusual punishment. What it does, it keeps out people who like to deceive and milk things, being complacent about things. Because the people will say, oh, we got an opening over here at the water plant. And those individuals that will not be willing to die for their cause, they're going to say, fuck that. I ain't working for no goddamn water management. Believe me, I got some military, I got some Marines, I got some Army, I got Air Force. If I ask them to do it, they'll fucking take their ass down there to the water plant and they'll do exactly what I tell them to do. So if people in Flint, they all, oh God, I can't do it. Essentially, you're snitching yourself out. You're not willing to die for the principles in which you are living by. If you're willing to get to the water management and I come to you and I say, what's going on here? Tell me. And he goes, bang, 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 bang. And he brings other people, bang, 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 bang. Then I can actually see how things are working against him. But I can also see that they are doing as much as they could with what they could do. Then I would work with them if I have to bring the Army, Navy, Marine, or whoever to fucking come in. And we got to take care of this water situation. See, when other countries look at us, and they see situations like that, you take their hope and faith away. Because they're looking at us. One day they'll come to America. And it's like now they're thinking, okay, I come to America and, oh great, I get to drink and I get to bathe in water. It looks like fucking donkeys pissed and shit in it. And then you wonder why these other nations are pissed off at us? It goes without saying. So that's how I would handle that Flint situation. Okay, fine, I can't prove I got integrity, But I guarantee from this moment on, I will notify everyone to be notified. And you're going to answer to a general of generals. You better have some fucking answers, or there's no hard feelings. You're gone. And the ultimate sacrifice is death. You have to. Because that's what a lot of people out there, you take the element of death out of there, people think, that you, and then they relax. And when you got people's lives in jeopardy, no. So what people do is zero accountability. Then you move it to the next level. It's to remove this intent thing. So if you're in this water system and you're willing to die for your bullshit, you're going to sit back, well, I don't care. Kill me. I don't care. I'm just going to milk the system. If you can't have answers, either way, you're going to snitch yourself out with your intent. I'm going to be able to see you don't give a shit about the people, or you're doing the best you can, like Star Trek. Guy downstairs in the engine room talking, and he said, Jim, I'm giving her all she got. I mean, we've been in situations like that. You may be in a situation where you have to do the best you can, but you're failing. But what I don't want to see missing out of there is the fucking effort to put effort towards to try to rectify it. It's like, if I have to die, if I'm going down, I'm going to be swinging. If my memory of me is not because I fell down and I start kissing my ass and say, well, what do you know I've ever? That son of a bitch will swing at you, even with his last dying breath. Even if it's feeble, maybe I hit nothing but air. It's how people remember you by. That's how I would handle Flint. And that's where I would say with this, how I would handle it. It's vicious, it's cruel. See, Hitler would line people up to get information. He would kill the first couple. Bang. In fact, he would ask them a question, and he wouldn't allow them to finish, to set the tone for the rest of the people down the road. He would say, what do you know about this? Well, sir, and say, well, fuck, he didn't even give him a chance. So everyone's like, okay, what is it? What do I know? What do I know? I better really quick. Yes, some bitch is going to shoot me. Okay, you put the element of death in there. So now, as Hitler's going down the road, that's why with the wrong tools in the wrong hands, well, of course, he didn't have all the tools. So now, when he goes down the road, he says, okay, what do you know? Oh, sir, it's an... Okay, say him over there. What do you know? That's how Hitler got a lot of his information. Just simply using basic fundamentals of energy. And he almost handed many nations their ass. And he's a low-ranking seventh spirit. We just keep him in a corner. He's more of a nuisance. He's like an ankle biter. But on the sixth heaven here, he will fucking hang you your fucking ass. And like I was saying is, when you put that element in there, and you're going to jeopardize, that might seem vicious and overkill. It is not overkill. When our future generations, and they see what you have done to ensure deception, complacency is taken out of there, so they can have a clean fucking glass of water and they can take a shower and be clean. They're going to hold high respect for you. So it's more than I'm going to do this because I'm trying to control you. Believe me, I'm going to come at you with 1,000 strong of we hold these truths to be self-evident is to what? When I put that bullet in your fucking head, there'll be no hard feelings. And we'll go through the whole process of death. We're not going to be assholes about it. I may even show up to the funeral. It's unfortunate this person on this level. But everyone there will respect me. Because we are going to give our children, our people, clean fucking water. It's something which is most of our body. A critical element of life. So when certain things present itself, which is of extinction, I have to kick it in the ass. And if it's using you to win this war, there'll be no hard feelings. I'll put a bullet in your head, won't even think about it. You'll be gone. And I'll be justified 1,000 strong. So anyone that gets in that position, they better offer me answers or they are getting a bullet. And it's no hard feelings. Especially when you're dealing with certain critical things that deals with the safety of our people. Because as we learn with other nations out there, other nations, everything is capital punishment. And you sneeze. If you didn't sneeze right, it's capital punishment. They'll chop your fucking head off. And then like some people, well, that's cruel, that's Everett, that's horrible. No, you got people out there, and I might be a little facetious. If you sneeze wrong, they're going to cut your fucking head off because somehow it's against God's will. Now, you tell me what is more insane or wrong. Someone will chop your head off any given reason, or I come to you and I give you 1,000 reasons why you are putting our people in harm's way. You take your choice. That is what you would experience, the sounds and looks like of a president. If I have to invoke the 10% of energy, means an exception to the laws of energy. Yeah, that's why a lot of people, they fear me. Because I do not put up bullshit like that. Some things I can let you stomp on the flag and you're voicing your First Amendment right. I have to be understanding of that. First Amendment. But when you start trashing that city, burning cars up in a rioting, now you're not just voicing your First Amendment. Now you're being a terrorist. And I have to treat you as such. Because if you're tearing things up, that it's against the law, and then you burn our flag, that's what ISIS does too. Because they want to kill us. So as you can see, with many things in place, we do things that makes us look like fucking idiots to these other nations. And of course, they do the very same things that makes them look like freaking idiots. But the prime objective, when the dust settles, is we have to stay focused to self-preservation of the human race and try to eliminate a lot of this nonsense. I mean, there has to be some nonsense in there, positive, negative. Can't have electricity without it. So, but if it's out of proportion, if I'm sitting here and I'm 1,000 pounds, I wouldn't even be able to get out of this house. They'd have to cut down this fucking wall. You say, well, Everett, you're cussing. Oh my God, you're cussing. Yeah. You say please and thank you to some people and they fall asleep on you. But go up to a person and say, fuck you. They know you're serious. What's his problem? Oh my God. No. If I'm love and passionate and I'm dead serious, anything that I hold true, I have proven many times over, I'm willing to die for what I believe in because it is solid we hold these truths to be self-evident. So that's the side of me that it'll rub a lot of people wrong. There's some people out there listening to my audio that are saying, yeah, hell yeah, that's kind of the shit we need here. I'll have an assortment of things. So being the president, you're going to have people that love you, they're going to hate you, they're going to want to kill you, and everything. I don't fucking care. My objective is self-preservation of mankind. And then you can sort it out down the road how much of a fucking asshole you were and how ignorant you were. And in the hopes that you'll pull your head out of your ass and you'll say, hey, wait, wow, I didn't see it, but I can see how I was being a fucking asshole. You know, that's where the humbleness comes in. You know, and a lot of people, in terms of entitlement, they figure everything is owed to them. No, if everyone was owed to them, everyone laid on their bed waiting for someone to feed them breakfast and take care of their house, everyone would die. You know, you got to understand certain principles and certain foundations of evolution, energy, human behavior, the things that are going to work against you. And you know, when you say something positive, and you can use it constructively or destructively, what can be your salvation can also cut your fucking head off. I don't care if you come to me and say, I'm from Harvard, and I'm just a good American citizen, and I say, shut the fuck up, because you haven't established that you're actually on my side. You're just giving me the illusion of genuineness and worthiness, that I can trust you. Because you can't take out the elements that people and man has at his disposal in terms of deception and lying and everything else. As a general of generals, you have to put everything on the table, and I look at you of what you are capable of. Then I have to start establishing how well you are in terms of your development of all these skill sets. And to be a general of general and president of president, I'm going to figure that out, and I'm going to hand your fucking ass to you in such a way it'll be like a bad taste in your mouth for many lifetimes. Because I am very firm. I have to be firm, because extinction has no hard feelings. It will kick your fucking ass and look at you and laugh at you just like you do with other people. Laugh and make fun of people. It does the same thing to us. Looking at us thinking how pathetic and fucking assholes you guys are. And it laughs like, I don't have to do a thing. I'll just let you guys destroy yourself. So yeah, it's I get a little, I wouldn't say emotional. My logic is always leading in tow with my emotions. And the emotions there is, I will not tolerate this bullshit. You are going to be held accountable. And if we can't prove intent, then we're going to change the rules, buddy. Because I'm not going to have to come back to Flint and explain to a 2-year-old child why he's swimming in a bathtub full of shit. Because it makes me look like an asshole. And I do not like looking like the asshole. Or even incompetent. I'm okay looking pathetic, because each and every day we fluctuate of how well. Some days we do excellent. We're just right on it. And other days we just feel like we're going like this, even though we're trying hard. It's okay to be pathetic. But when I got this knowledge and I know how to apply it, you are not going to make me look pathetic. You're not going to make me look like a fucking asshole. So that's what the problem that is out there, is people are not taking certain things serious, and then other nations are not taking us serious, and then you wonder why these nations want to kill you. With that, we'll end it right there. This 21st day of December 2016. And my name is Everett Pierce, Einstein 314. And I don't give a shit if you think or believe that I'm Einstein or Abraham Lincoln. I don't need your approval. Period. It's only mainly for my purpose to know where to pick up and to continue on in my fucking evolution. And if you want to be on a level that you think you are only worthy of living once, then you're in a self-fulfilling prophecy of shit. Pardon my expression. But reincarnation is inseparable to evolution, like heat and the light from the sun. So yeah, this is part of me that a lot of people don't like. And I don't give a fuck. Because when you're dealing with life, and then when you're saying you want to give extinction to make me look like a fucking asshole, make me look pathetic, that ain't fucking happening. So yeah, I get really firm with certain topics, and this is one of them. And like I said, I've been trying to constrain my anger on there, because it really angers me. Because now I have to look forward to seeing pictures and news of kids being deformed or whatever else that is the repercussion of this water situation. That's what I have to live in terms of terrorism, is what this person has to go through. Because someone was being complacent. Someone wasn't doing their fucking job. So, anyways, I'll end it right there. But now you know my position on the Flint, Michigan. Yeah, you wouldn't be happy with me, especially if you're one of those son of a bitches that got complacent and didn't know your freaking job.